Hey, how y'all doing? Welcome back to the channel, Part-Time Farmer. Wanted to do the video today talking about land and obtaining land to do farming on. Kind of, if I look hot and sweaty, it's because I am. It's been upper 90s, 100 degrees around here lately. I just ran, well, did a fast walk, I guess, down here. Something was swimming across the pond. I was trying to see what it was, whether it was a snake or possibly a beaver. And I'll show you the place here that we've got rented. The pond is down a lot, and honestly it's not worth us fixing it. The landowner don't really care if it's fixed or not, but a beaver got in there and dug holes in the side of the pond, and it's a lot lower than what it used to be. So that's things you need to, things you have to deal with if you own land or rent it. It's not low enough to where the pond's going to go dry or anything, but that's just something to think about. And of course, snakes can be a pest. Last year there was cottonmouths in here. For people, and it's not in the south, as water moccasins. Obviously a poisonous snake and something that's can be a hazard to you and your livestock. Oh, I guess I should have got some water before I made this, but anyways, let me get the camera turned around and I'll kind of show you what we got and explain to you some options and things you need to look out for when trying to get some land. Alright, just to show you this, I don't know if it shows up real good on here, but this is quite a large pond. I'd say it's at least a half acre, maybe 3/4. Over there where the trees are down is where the possible snake slash beaver, I'm guessing it was a snake, but it sure was making quite a wake going across the top of the water. And over there's also where the beaver had dug holes in the side in the bank of the pond, and it's kind of, this pond's made like a dam. Well, you can see here I'm on the little walkway here, and you can see it goes down there, and it does the same over on that side. Well, they just dug through the bank over on that side all the way through to there, and the water runs out once it gets to a high level. Basically the pond used to be right up to here, so it's a good 2-3 foot down from where it used to be. We used to rent this property about 15 years ago, had horses on it. All this wasn't growed up then, so that's something you need to think about. We've got this pasture on basically almost free rent. It was pretty close to it. It's been through 3 hands since we had it. A couple of them took care of it pretty good. The last one had it for maybe 5-6 years, and they didn't take care of it all. Basically, they might have bush hogged it once, and then the landowner, her husband, bush hogged it the rest of the time. We have had to repair fence and do a lot of work just to get where we can let livestock out on it. And I'll show them to you in a future video. But also the trees are down. They didn't do nothing with those. There ain't nothing you can do about a tree falling, but you can clean it up. Now, this isn't all of the pasture. Here's the worst part. Now, this place back here is low land, which can be good in the summer, and it stays wet, so not wet, but it stays moist. It is wet in the winter time, and you could have some good grass growing, or you might not everywhere else. But if you look across there, that is awful. Basically, we're gonna have to hire somebody to come in and do some land clearing, because I think that stuff's too thick for a bush hog. Also, somehow the bank has become messed up, and you can't get a tractor across it. My dad tried last year when we first got this place back, and it used to be a nice little slope right in there, and the tractor would go right across, but not now. We had to put up this fence down through here to keep calves out of the back, so that's added cost that we've had to do to this place. We got a little homemade makeshift barbed wire gate here so we can get across. See, there's hooks with the barbed wire at the top and bottom. You know, that'll work. Obviously, we're not going to spend a ton of money because this is only about 5 acres maybe. And so that's something you need to think about. If you can get land, obviously you wouldn't want to pay higher rent on a place like this, because look at the expense that you're having to spend. Several $100s fence, repairs, had to do that fence. There's no telling what it's going to cost to clear that back there. Probably, and get that bank area fixed there, so that's probably going to be, I don't know, $800 to $1,000 if I had to guess. So you need to look a place over well. Don't jump right away to getting a place just because you can find one. You know, if you're going to pay good money, and by that I mean anywhere from $50 to $100 a year per acre. These people who you'll see advertise on Craigslist and Facebook and say like $100 a month per cow, you're gonna go broke. You won't be in the cattle business long. I mean, think about that. If you keep a cow in there a whole year, it's $1,200. You can go buy land for that. That's crazy. So that's people that don't have a clue. They own land and they don't have a clue. So anyway, so your other option is purchasing land. You need to know how much. Actually, let me turn the camera around, get in the shade here. So your other option would be purchasing land, and you know, around here, I'm in Alabama. Certain parts of Alabama is cheap, certain parts aren't. I'm in the part that isn't. So that's something you need to consider. You need to know what the stocking rate is for your area. You can get with your local extension service, and they can tell you. I'm able to find it on the Alabama Extension service. That's ACES, ACES.edu, and they have based on what grass you have and what your stocking rate can be. Purchasing land, like around here, if you can find it, a lot of land's $10,000 to $20,000 an acre. Well, that's too much to raise cattle on. Ideally, you want to find it for $3,000, but that's not possible in this area. So it's possible to find land for around $6,000 an acre, and you got to do the math in your area to know if that'll work for you. I think I can just about make the payment on the land from cattle, and then use vegetables and possibly honeybees and various things to come up with a profit off of the land. The other okay, so if you videoing with your phone, be sure to put it on airplane mode. So I got a call and messed it up. So you got to make sure that you can make the land profitable anyways, is kind of what I'm trying to get at here. So lots of things to think about if you're looking at getting into farming, especially cattle. It's a lot easier to make money per acre off of vegetables. It's also very labor intensive. It's also a good bit of money up front, especially your irrigation system, because otherwise you're just rolling the dice with the weather. And I'll show you that, because we've got a large garden that has done no good this year, and we also got a lot of tomato plants that have done no good even though they're irrigated. So vegetable farming is probably the highest risk as far as whether or not you're going to make a profit, but there's a lot that can be made. I saw one estimate that said you can make somewhere between 15 and 19,000 gross off an acre. So that's something you need to think about, including in your plans. So that's kind of just the gist of this video. Things to think about with land, and hope y'all enjoyed the information. If you did, give it a thumbs up and comment and subscribe. Hit the bell notification to stay informed of what's going on. Thanks for watching.